Okay. So today we'll be solving that exercise. Hope you have also tried. Pratyusha Soumya, you have tried those exercise at your side.
No, sir, my skill app is not working.
Your SQL app is not there, so please try to
Uh,
install. Otherwise,
I already installed, but it is not working.
okay.
We'll see.
So if you need any kind of assistance for that, you can tell me. Okay. And yeah, I found
Sure.
yes. Yeah, Pratyusha, did you tried it? I mean, did you try that one, that exercise?
I'll try it today, Nandi. I'll try it today.
Okay, let me solve. Actually, I put this thing in plan today. I'll be solving in front of you. Later, I'll be giving another exercise. So let's solve it today and try. Yashwant, hi
Okay.
Yashwant. So are you? I mean, today. I mean, it's new class to
This
you.
this is my first this is my first class.
Okay, so we have already covered some days, especially for the data introductions as well as the SQL part. Today is the
Mhm.
last class of SQL. So if you
Okay.
find it comfortable, then it's fine. If you have a bit experience, then there'll be no issue for SQL side. But if you're totally new for data and SQL side, then
Mhm.
you can find a bit tough thing over here. Then I'll request you to check the videos for last 5 days, or
Yeah,
you can
sure.
also join the next session. Anything you can do. Okay.
Okay, sure.
But it's very basic, it's very simple. So I think if you have a bit experience in programming or SQL, the DBMS part, database management system, then there'll
Mhm.
be no issue for understanding.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So just a quick recap what we have covered in last classes. So we have covered DDL, DMLs, DQLs, that is data query languages, and TCL, DCL in last classes as well. So over there, in DDL, DMLs, we obviously learned how to create table, how to alter a table. I mean, how to modify a table structure. This kind of thing we already learned in DDL. How to manipulate data in the table, that we have learned in DMLs. Manipulation means we can insert new records, we can update new records, we can delete new records as well. Okay. And after that, we have learned DQL, that is data query language. We have learned over there the SQL and lots of SQL functions, just like aggregation functions, I mean, group by, order by, distinct, some inbuilt functions we have implemented over there, just like concatenate, converting one data type to another data type. This kind of stuffs we have learned in DQL. And DQL, I'm just mentioning this thing one more time. DQL, we are changing the data set in our visualization output, but there is no change in the table. Inside the table, that the data will not be changing by the DQL language. It will be changing by only DML language. The records inside the database, the records in the memory itself. So in DQL, we just can, I mean, our observation, based on our observation, we can select the data. Okay. After that, we have learned few of things, how to create a table from another table and all. So those kind of stuffs we have covered. And so basically what we have covered, the data control language, transaction control language that we covered, yes, I mean, the last class, not yesterday exactly, especially commit, save point, rollback, those stuffs. So all of the things we have covered on top of table. So table is the basic unit of relational database management system. So apart from table, in our daily use, if we are just live in a project, then you must have experienced that there are not only tables, there are views, materialized views, store procedures, everything is there. So for those are another database components, we can say. Table is the basic and most important unit. Okay. On based on table, for sake of our calculations, query executions, we can create view, store procedure. So I mentioned these two over here. What is view now? I'll just try to mention. Okay, if there is any view in an existing database, you can see the view thing over here. Just like in table, if we just expand the table, you can see those are all tables available in the tables tab. Similar kind, if there is any views available, we can see the view over here. If there is any store procedures available, the store procedure should be available over here. Function should be available over here. We have used some inbuilt function, just like concatenate. That is a string function. We can, concatenate more than one or two. More than one strings together in concatenate. It's the same like same kind of things we can create in functions. Just like in Python. Okay, in Python I'll be showing you user defined function. Just like squaring a number, cube of a number. So different kind of stuffs. Functions will be doing this thing in at a single go. There we just need to mention the function name as well as the input parameters, the return output, and the same thing can be called from the SQL itself. Functions I'll be not covering today. I'll be covering views and store procedures, how that should be working. Functions, I'll be covering later classes, or maybe in part 1 we'll be learning Python stuff, so we can cover up these functions too. Okay. Okay, I think Pratyusha, you have joined from another system, not sure. It's same. But if there is any stuck point from anyone, please tell me. Okay. Okay. Let's start. What is view? Okay. What is view? Now the question may comes. So suppose I need a SQL query. The output of a SQL query, the SQL query may be a complex one. Maybe lots of tables are there involved. Maybe lots of union clause are there. Lots of joinings are there. But daily basis, I need to execute that entire SQL query. Maybe the SQL query is with 100 of lines. Okay. Select various column name. In the column, we are putting lots of conditions as well. We are putting lots of joining terminal conditions as well between multiple tables. There we can put, if that particular SQL is required daily basis, then no need to run the entire SQL query daily basis. Rather, we can create a view on top of that SQL queries. Okay, we can create a view on top of SQL query and run the view itself. The view will be working as a table that time. If it is not understandable, please let me know. I'll be just showing you a view. So let me show you with an example. If you can remember, we have joined between employee designation and employee table. Let me do the same thing. Select, just dragging employee designation as well as employee. Suppose E, I'm aliasing employee designation as E. Sorry, employee detail as E, and this is as D. So what to pick up? E dot age ID, E dot age. In designation, what are the columns? D dot designation from join on E dot employee. What is the issue over here? Unknown column E dot ID. What is okay? Employee ID should be there. Fine. Source employee age. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the output for entire SQL query. Suppose I need that join or need that query every day for checking new data or new things. But we should not have to write the SQL query daily basis. Rather, we can encrypt this particular overall SQL query in a view. So create view, or you can put create or replace view as we need to put the view name over here, create view name. Suppose view dot employee. This is the view name, vw underscore emp, as put the entire stuffs. I'm running it. Our view is created. Now let me refresh it. You can see there is one expand and this view is created over here. Now instead of writing the SQL query every day, we can directly take only this. This will be working as a table over here, but it's not a table, it's a view. I'll be telling what is the main difference of view and table. That is also a questions from the interviewer. Instead of doing this entire query daily basis, we can omit this thing. We can directly run select star from the view. Okay, so the entire select query is being encrypted over here. Now the question is, what is the difference between table and view? Obviously, view is been created on top of some tables. That is fine, but view is not containing any data. There is no physical data or physical memory allotted to this view. Okay, it's just containing the code, that select code only, select query. If we just check the definition, just right click on it. Create view, not this one, sorry. Right click, select rows, send the SQL editor, create statement. Yeah, this is the create statement at the backend. Just like that same thing, whatever I have put, select e.employee ID, e.employee age. Then we are joining between two tables with this thing. They're using some more braces as well as they're creating just like my connection identifier root at the localhost. Okay, so we are creating a view. View is containing only this logic, nothing else. It's not containing the data. So data can be contained, sorry, the data can be contained inside the table itself. So when we are calling this view only, maybe by selecting, we can implement all the filters, all kind of aggregation functions on top of view. It should be working similar like a table, but it's not a table, it's a view. It should be having some logic, maybe mostly the DQS logic. So whatever we are functioning over there, it will be calling the same logic. In the backend, the logic will populate the data from tables. Okay, table will contains the data, but view will not contain any data. It should only contain the select query logic. Okay, that is the main thing. There is also a concept. Let me tell the same thing. There is materialized view. This is one of the component. I'll not be going to cover this thing over here. So materialized view is just a opposite thing of view. The concept is just opposite from view. Materialized view, it should be having logic as well as the data itself. Okay, the similar kind of stuffs we can create on top in a materialized view too. So there it can contains the data, similar kind of tables. Okay. Any doubt for learning view? Okay, I hope no. Now the next topic is store procedure. So view is the combination of the SQL, I can just tell you. The SQL kind of stuffs. A single SQL with multiple line items, lots of things we can doing. We can go ahead creating a view. Then the view can be used with very simple manner, just like a table, treating as a table. Store procedure is multiple. Maybe we are doing DDL, DML, DQL, everything. Everything can be possible by store procedure. And not only a single statement, we can use multiple statements sequentially one by one. We can execute by store procedure. Okay, suppose we want to create a view, we want to create a table, we want to insert some data over there, we want to delete the thing. If we put sequentially all the statements, then the same thing can be wrapped in a single store procedure. When we will be calling that store procedure, it will be sequentially executed the steps one by one. Okay, let me show you. Okay, store procedures, there is no store procedures available over here. So we can create store procedures from here itself. How to create it? Let me show you one more thing. Yeah. So the particular thing, that syntax should be there. Create procedure, a new procedure should be there. So I can put employee, emp new, just like this. Create procedure name with open and close braces. When we'll be writing the commands, a begin keyword should be there, end keyword should be there. In between, we need to write all the command. Suppose I want to create a new table. Create table name. Suppose, okay, over here it's employee. I'm just creating employee backup tables, the same thing. Employee backup as select star from employee. Okay, each and every, as we will be sequentially executing each of the statements, so we need to be careful. Each of the statement might be closed by a semicolon, otherwise it will be throwing an error. Create table name, select start from employee. Then what we can do, we can delete all the records. Delete from employee backup. All the rows should be deleted. What else we can do? What else we can do? We can insert some new records. Okay, let's do this thing. We are copying entire data set from employee table, and later I'm deleting the rows. Only I'm maintaining the table structure in the employee backup. So this is our store procedures. I'm executing two statements. This is first statement, this is second statement. Just apply and close it. Okay, we can see our store procedure has been created. Now, how to run the store procedures? I'm closing this thing, closing this window. Just call the store procedures. Right click on the store procedures, and there is an option for execution. Okay, so order store procedure, drop store procedure, refresh all. Okay, there is no option. Just call this thing. Okay, I have called the store procedure. So inside the store procedures, if you can remember, we are creating a backup table, then we are deleting all the records. Let me refresh it. Yeah, you can see backup table has been created, and I am assuming all the tables, all the records should be deleted too by our delete statement. Let me just put a select star from this. Yes, the same thing. So store procedure is just, it's nothing but more than one DDL, DML, DQL statement execution with sequential manner. Whatever sequence we are putting the particular thing, the same thing will be executed as per the sequence. Okay, one by one. If there is any stuck point, please ask me. Okay, I hope nothing. Okay, there is one more thing, indexing. I haven't mentioned this thing earlier, that's why I'm mentioning it over here. So indexing, why it's required? It's for performance improvement. So just like in our practical scenarios, there should not be that 10, 15 rows over there for a particular table. There should be lots of rows, maybe thousands, millions, billions of rows should be there in a single table. And not only this 5, 6 columns, there may be 50 to 60 or 70 columns should be there for individual table. If we just put a simple select query on top of that table, it should give lots of times to get the output. Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes time to get the output. So this thing, indexing is one of the performance improvement part. Just like if we have index created in any particular document, it's very easy to find a particular subject areas or find a particular topics from the books or for the particular documents or anything. The similar kind of stuffs we can create index over here too. Maybe it can be based on a primary key columns. Maybe with primary key columns we can include some more columns, but we can create index on top of some columns in a particular table. If we create index, the DQL or DML, any kind of stuffs will be very much faster. So indexing can be used as a performance improvement. How to impose indexing? Similar kind of, we can do this thing from the UI itself. Create index. Just like I can select table inspector. There we can see all the metadata information related to the table. Okay. There we are having columns, indexes, triggers, foreign keys, partition, grants, DDL. Grants, maybe it should be done by the DBA team. The DDL should be at the end, the tables DDL. Over there, we can assign this kind of stuff. The partition we can assign, trigger, index. Indexing we can assign over here. So we can create some new index based on one columns or any combination of multiple columns. Create index. You have to select at least one column. Select the column name, just like employee ID or employee first name. Create index over there. Okay. You just have to put an index name. They by default they're taking this index name. Create it. It should be created over here. Okay. It's not there. We need to refresh the page. This is one step, or we can put the command line as well. Create index name on top of which table? Create index name on table name. Within first braces, we need to put the column name or the set of column names. Okay, this is the command line approach too. We can do it over here. Why it's asking for the password? Maybe by creating the index. The index is not been showing over here. Let me refresh the database once more time. I'm logging it over here. Just let me check the employee table once more. Table inspector. Indexes. Yeah. So you can see the new index has been created. So over here too, you can see combination of these two columns. We have created the index. The index name is this. Okay. So after creating the index, if we just do any kind of operation on top of this table, we can definitely feel that while traversing the query, there is lots of improvement in that particular performance over there. So that is why indexing is being used. Okay. Just for this in your mind for your interview questions, why indexing is required, how to create index. Okay. So I'm just moving to the hands-on exercise, what I have provided last day. So you haven't completed it, but I'll be requesting you, please try to complete it. Maybe it seems very, simple to you, but try to have this thing for your learning purpose. Okay. So let's complete okay, we have already covered half an hour. Let's complete the first one. The second one, I'll be requesting you to cover up from your side first. Later, when we'll be connecting, I'll be showing from your system. Okay. Let me cover up the first one. What are the things? So this is an Excel. Excel is having multiple subject. First one is maths, second one is history, third one is science. So we can see this is for class 9. The student names are same for each of the tab. Okay. Just the only difference is between the subject. In the subject column, the roll number, class, and name are same for each of the column, each of the table. Okay, but the subject and marks are different. Over there, subject is mathematics. This is subject in history. This is science. So each of the table, they are containing the particular subject areas marks in annual examination. Okay, let's go back to the document. Create table based on each subject area. We need to create table based on each of the subject area for maths, history, and science. When the tables are being created, what is the next thing? Merge all the tables and keep it in a separate table, separate single table, rather, we can say. So let's do these two things first. Create table based on each subject area. We need to create table based on each subject area. So how to do that? We need to create a table first. So class, roll number, name, subject, marks. Okay, let's create a table. Create table name. Suppose I'm putting std underscore maths. Okay. Class, it should be integer data type. I'm writing the DDL statement. Okay. I think there'll be no issue, but if there is anything, please tell me. Actually, the exercises are fun only, nothing else. Roll number can be integer in data type. After that, student name should be varchar. Let me take till 50. Okay, let me put std name. Subject. Subject should be varchar. Let me take 20. Size. What are the other things? Marks should be integer data type, or it can be float too. Yeah, I can declare it as a float. Anything. Let's put integer. Later we can check. Okay, so that is our DDL. We can create that DDL. The DDL has been created. We just refresh it. We can see std underscore maths. Okay, so similar kind of stuff. Let's quickly create. What are the other subject? Maths, history, science. Hist. The table structure should be same. That's why I'm putting hist. Table structure should be same for science. So let's put science. Okay. So we have 3 tables created. Let's insert the data. Match table should be inserting these records, history, these records, these records. So we can just take insert into command from here and put it over there. So how to do that? We should not put one by one. We can go ahead with a bulk insert. How to do that? Let's create the insert statement from the Excel function with the concatenation operator. Let me do this thing. Margin center and 9 should be for everyone. Same thing for maths. Okay, so I just put everything, everything 9 away. Okay, fine. I'm just creating a concat function so that I can create the insert statement. So the thing should be just like insert into table, then values. Okay, so you can create in this manner. First braces should be there, obviously. Then roll number, there should be a comma, there should be a single quote, there should be this thing, then again a single quote, comma, then again a single quote, then subject, then single closing single quote, comma, comma, then marks. Marks is integer, so no need to put quote, closing brace. Let me check out whether it's fine. So it's coming within braces. Why class is not coming? Okay, class I haven't put it over there. I'll be putting class separately. Otherwise, I need to modify this thing again. The similar kind of stuff should be occurring for everyone. So I'm dragging the thing. I missed the class to be inserted. It's starting from roll number. Okay. Let me put this thing in notepad. I can. Okay. So I can insert the thing inside a table. Okay. How to do a bulk insert? Let me show you. If you are feeling anything, any issue or any maybe boring, please let me know. I'll be trying to make it interesting. But this kind of exercise is very fun actually. So insert into table, how the should be executed. The first one is for maths, insert into tables, student maths, values. Okay. So we can put the values over here. Each of the rows we can present over here in this manner. Just we need to insert 9 2. Not able to control it. Okay. This alter is not working my system. I'm selecting a cursor for everything. 9 should be placed for everyone and then comma. Okay. So I just inserted 9th class over here. I'm copying this entire stuffs and pasting it over here. Okay, one more thing. Each of the rows should be splitted by comma, except the last one. Okay, so let me insert the thing. It's been inserted. Let's quickly validate. Okay. So whatever data we are having in Excel, the same thing we have done over here. Just what we have done for the bulk insert, we can do one by one insert statement for each of the data, but it should take some more, lots of times. So that's why we just created an Excel function, concatenation function for this kind of formula, created this formula, and we had the bulk insert over here in this manner. Okay. Hope there is no issue. Let's do the similar kind of stuffs for other sheet. I'll be just doing this thing quickly. The similar kind of stuffs, I'll be merging it. I'll try to copy all the things in a cells, merging these things to history. Let me copy this thing as the formula is already been written over here. I'm just copying this thing over here for shortcut. Also do the same thing. Okay. Also copying the thing from here to here because we have the formula implemented over here. Let me drag this formula. Okay. So this is for history. Let me quickly modify the similar kind of stuffs. This is for history. Let me add science too, so that we can go ahead in a single go. Okay. This thing is not required. I'm taking the first thing for history. Hist. Okay. The value should be from history's value. Values, sorry. History values. Each of the records should be comma separated. Okay. Let's run this thing. It's completed. So quickly validate the same thing. History. Okay, it's there. And the last thing is left for science. Let me do the same thing. Science. What should be the column name for science? Sorry, the table name. It's executed. Let's quickly check. Okay, all the data is there. So now the first thing has been completed. Create tables based on each subject area. So we have created 3 tables with having fully loaded data. Okay, let me put this table. So the first thing has been completed. Any doubt from anyone till now? Soumya, Pratyusha? Are you there? Pratyusha, not able to hear you. Might be some problem issue from your mic. So I hope you were able to understand it. If not, please tell me. Uh, can type in chat or anything. Swami, I think it's clear for you, correct? Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. So the first step is completed. Now ask me, tell me how to merge all the tables in a separate tables. How to do that? Soumya, you can go ahead. How to do that? How to merge all the tables in a single table? Any idea? Please go ahead. Any idea, if you have anything in your mind. Soumya? Okay, let me tell. We need to merge all the data set. So we can use union all. Please, I'll be requesting you to have this thing by your own because that will be helpful. So I'll be doing this union all from each of the individual subject areas. Then we should be merging all the stuffs and we can do union all because I mean I also told you that by doing union all we can merge the data sets because I mean over here we have similar kind of column name and the data types. So we can simply doing that union all without having any issue. Okay, so let's start from student history, student math, student science with the union all keyword. Just put a create statement. Okay, so the entire data set should be put in a table. That was the requirement, correct? Merge all the tables and keep it in a separate table. So I need to create another table, create table. So this is only DQL part, but we need to insert all those records in a separate table. How to do that? Create table, table name. Create table, table name as
Sir,
the
is
data
that
set.
merging and joining, is that different? Can we use the joint queries?
No, as of now, we need all the data set in a single one. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So based on the data, we need to determine over here. History teacher, they have submitted this thing. Okay. Sorry,
Mm.
maths teacher submitted these stuffs. History teacher submitted these stuffs. Science teacher submitted these stuffs in principal's room. At the end, we need to do this to calculation. Find out total marks. So for that thing, we need to collect each of the information to calculate the overall collection or overall percentage for a particular students. Then we need to merge the entire data set. Okay, the margin should be union all over here. By join, we can pull another column, different column from different table. That is the concept. Using some common key, we can pull different column. But over here, union all is required because we need to merge all the data set in a single one. After that only we can put that aggregation function. Okay. So we are doing create table all student. Let me just execute it. Yes, all student is executed. Everything is there in all student now. I will not require this thing. Select star from all underscore std. So this is having all the records. First of all, history, then maths, then science. Everything is there. Okay. The second thing has been satisfied too. Now, principal wants to check total number of each candidate. From this thing, total number of each candidate, principal wants to check. Just like the first, I mean, roll number 2, Bitan Singh. He is receiving 73 in history. He is receiving 85 in maths. He is receiving 75 in science. But we need to go ahead with a single aggregation function. I think you would have you have to do sum of marks. Okay. Okay, what other thing we will be trying to put? Roll number, obviously. A student name too. We'll be grouping the same stuffs over here too with a group by clause. This is very much important. Just I'm putting this thing at latter phase. There'll be no issue for that, but it will be looking good. First roll number, student name, and sum of marks. I'll be grouping the entire stuffs on based on roll number and student name. So that's why for an individual student, we'll be doing the summation of marks. Now I'm just executing it. Yes. So you can see from the entire table or data set, we are summing up or getting the total marks for individual student. Okay, you can do manually the same thing for history, maths, and science. You can check by adding each of the thing, it will be returning this value. So this thing we can do by this aggregation function. This exercise is nothing but to test your aggregation, how to do the aggregation thing and where to use it. So this is the thing. Now the next question is find out the average marks for each subject. Based on each subject, what is the average marks? Suppose principals wants to check which subject is having maximum progress for each of the student. They also, I mean, principal also need to determine what is the performance of each of the subject areas, how the performance are doing for the teachers, each of the teachers for each of the subject areas. So that's why principal wants to check average marks for individual subjects. It's for all the students. I'm not segregating the data based on students. I'm segregating based on subjects, the 3 subjects. So the same thing, I'll be taking this table. Let's do average marks. Over here, let's take subject. Instead of sum, we can put average marks. Group by subject only. Okay, so history, they are having percentage of 80.778. Mathematics is having this and science is having this. So by checking this kind of stuffs, they can take decisions that history teacher must have to follow a different procedure to enhance their marks. They can increase more classes. They can update some teaching methodology, or even we know that in history always, I mean, there is less marks comparable to in other thing, because history you need to write lots of things. There are broad questions with 9 and 10 marks and all, but in maths and science those are very simple, and the marks those are, I mean, keeping the marks with high level. So maybe that is also a reason. But our requirement is we need to track average marks for each of the subject areas, which is satisfying by this query. Okay, so we have covered all those 4. It's just like a fun, and as per the business requirement, we need to understand what we need to do and we need to give the proper output. Any doubt from anyone? Soumya, Pratyusha? Pratyusha, not sure. I mean, you're
No, sir.
okay. I'll be expecting you to complete the second one at least from your side. I do not have time today to cover it. Maybe tomorrow or the very next week we can cover this thing. Okay, please try to cover it. Okay, no issue. Okay, somewhere try to install. I mean, you can show me the app if you are facing difficulties, or you can rectify it. Because if you try the thing, then I mean, you will be very much efficient over here.
Sir, I will do it. I forgot the password. That is a problem. That's it. I will find out and I will do it.
Okay, password blocker. I think Pratyusha or anyone has faced the same thing. But I have give a workaround, but that was not working. So I'll be requesting you to reconfigure then. Then that should be helpful.
Okay. I will do.
Reconfiguring the entire software.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I will do it.
And try to solve this. This is very fun actually. I mean, as per
Okay.
the business requirement, you have to do this thing. I'll be giving some more exercise. I think you have also covered some more exercise with advanced level, with ranking, Windows functions and all in last session
Yes,
with
sir.
Randeep. So yeah, that thing you have the advantage, but those are very simple. I mean, according to that steps you have covered advanced level, but those are very simple. Try to cover it. Maybe you have idea, just a quick hands-on thing. It should be there for your side. Okay. Okay. Try to solve or do the exercise. Then we can connect tomorrow again with that thing. That's all for today. Thanks. Thanks everyone. Bye bye. Let's connect for tomorrow.
Yes, sir.